Hello, my name is Lucy Hopkins and I'm here reporting for the Great Scot. This week in news, we will cover the ISIS address given by Obama, the iPhone 6, Ray Rice, the Pistorius Trial, and the Ukraine-Russian ceasefire. So first up in news this week, we have the Pistorius Trial. Now, if you'll remember, Pistorius was charged with killing his girlfriend on Valentine's Day in 2013. He claimed that he did not know that it was his girlfriend he shot at 4 times through the bathroom door, but many believe that he was lying. Now, we just recently reached the verdict, and he has been charged with negligent killing, which is the equivalent to manslaughter, and only carries a 15-year maximum sentence in South Africa. Now, next up in news, we have the Ray Rice scandal, which is along the same vein as the Pistorius scandal, actually, because it also involves fighting between a couple. Now, Rice and his then-fiancée, now wife, Janae Palmer, were seen getting into an altercation inside of an elevator in which Rice knocked her out cold. Now, Rice had continued to play in the NFL through all this, but recently, as soon as the video was found, he was dropped by the Ravens, dropped by the next Madden game, and given a 6-game suspension at the least. The NFL chairman has said that he will keep Rice out until he feels that he has changed and repented for his ways. Now, this also has caused some serious backlash politically. A coalition of 18 female senators have put together stronger legislation protecting women against domestic abuse and presented it to the chairman of the NFL recently because they would like him to change the rules so that if a player does beat his wife or partner, then he will be immediately kicked out. A zero-tolerance policy is what they're suggesting. Recently this week, Obama has addressed the ISIS concerns. Now, ISIS, also known as the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, has been causing a lot of trouble in the Middle East for a couple months now, and Obama has said that the U.S. plans to do airstrikes in order to take out some of the terrorist militant groups that are over there. And he also plans to work with the governments nearby to help contain and crush ISIS. But many have accused Obama of acting where he does not need to act and pulling the U.S. into a conflict that he doesn't necessarily need to be in. Also this week, Ukraine and Russia have finally called a ceasefire. Now, after months of fighting over land and who controls what, they have decided to end their conflict, at least for now, and there is currently not fighting. Now, there is a 12-step plan that they are currently going through in order to try to keep the peace and resolve this conflict without any more violence. We will have a link to BBC, who listed out all of the steps and explained them below. And finally, in news for this week, Apple has released new products. Now we have the iPhone 6, which is expected to hit stores on September 19th, and the new Apple Watch. Many have accused the watch as being unnecessary and completely hard to handle and not for the average consumer, and some might agree with that. I personally do. The iPhone 6 specs are that it has a larger screen, it is slightly thinner, it still has the same 8-megapixel camera and the Touch ID that was included in the iPhone 5. Well, that's all for news this week, but certainly if you would like us to do another series of videos, such as an interview with a student a week, or perhaps McLean or Virginia news, leave us suggestions in the comments below. Also, please like or dislike this video, depending on what you thought of it. Anyway, this is Lucy Hopkins. I'm reporting for the Great Scot, and I will see you next week.